Nosferatu remake. 7.5 out of 10, I'd say. Remakes intend to improve practical effects with computers, and it never fails to disappoint. One of the most iconic shots of the original Nosferatu was the long shadow of Count Orlok's hand reaching for Ellen's heart and crushing it. And it's all done with just light and shadow and one hand cranked camera. And the remake replaced easily replicated practical effects with obvious CGI. And if you're at all familiar with the original, you can tell the fakeness is kind of a letdown. Just saying. I mean, like, what would be so hard of just like doing like actual shadows, just using lights and shadows? Is that harder than using a computer? I don't know. Maybe it's cheaper. I liked things too. I'm starting off rough here. Anyway, it's kind of creepy with the hand reaching over the town, and it still made me think like you can only do that with computers. I was reminded that it's not the 1800s by these effects. I caught myself excitedly anticipating the references to the original, like when Ellen says, "You killed these flowers." Like, I laughed because I got the reference, and a few people around me laughed, maybe because they did too. I don't know. A few people didn't seem to get it. And Ellen had a cat, and Knox says the blood of life. And when he kills someone, and he's way more violent in this one. He's not just chasing flies and acting silly. He's like into the occult and stuff. And they gave like more of a backstory to like why Count Orlok is going there and everything. It's not just random. But when they opened the crates on the ship, I screamed "rats" before the rats came pouring out. So I was kind of accidentally spoiling things. A lot of the original text made it into the dialogue, like a maiden must willingly sacrifice herself, and they put the emphasis on willing this time. And also Willem Dafoe does like the last text, like sort of as a speech at the end. And let's see, she had to save the town and everyone she loved and sacrifice to kill the monster. And the monster knew they would die together. They tried to make Nosferatu scarier by giving him a mustache. Like, really? Look, this is a totally different monster. This one has a mustache. All right, whatever. And I mean, they tried to make him scarier, giving straggly strands of hair and like rotting ulcers and a full frontal shot for some reason, and the mustache. Like, the voice was scary, I'll admit, but otherwise, Max Shrek remains the iconic Nosferatu. His paleness, baldness, and like piercing eyes and unnaturally long fingers, and his like slow movement timed by a metronome, so starkly sinister and hypnotic. The remake kept the long fingers and went on a little joyride in the makeup room. I didn't need to see his junk. Like, where's Hutter's junk? I came here for that. Even Lily Rose got a push shot. Nudity in film can be powerfully liberating or devastatingly harmful. I'm a little torn on this one. I thought that Knox, the real estate agent, was going to be the comic relief, but the doctor and Willem Dafoe were both kind of the comic relief. The doctor, because he says, "Oh, she should sleep in her corset for posture," and here, let me give her some more ether. Like, they kept ethering her to sleep until like Willem Dafoe's like, "Stop giving her ether," and he's like, "Really?" Like the whole Victorian medicine thing is really funny by today's standards. But Lily Rose Depp was the best part of the Nosferatu remake. She had a few wooden moments that I'll chalk up to less than perfect directing. Like maybe it's my ego talking, but whenever I see a missed opportunity for a much grander performance in a scene that I know I could have dragged out of her, I don't blame the actress. Lily Rose has that click moment when everything makes sense inside of her, and someone will find it. I hope it's me. Lily Rose was very poised, practiced, seemed well informed about the source material, and gave some serious oomph to the crazy scenes. She might get that from her father. I liked how they gave Ellen more of a backstory and more agency. She proved that praying can work, but your prayers may not be answered by God. I love it when Nosferatu says, I am an appetite, and Ellen responds, I despise you, like an appetite for death. She thought marrying Hutter would, or Utter, however they say it, Hutter, would solve all of her problems, but not while life bound to a demon out of loneliness. Didn't I? Oh, I thought I wrote more about that. But I really enjoyed the addition of the occult symbolism wasn't so subtle. I thought that the costumes, oh my God, I love a good Victorian costume movie. And they seem to get everything right and really authentic. Um, the monster himself, they didn't improve him. They gave Ellen more of a story. And I it didn't exceed the original. I didn't expect it to, but I'm pleased with it. I think they did a good job. Could I have done better? Probably not. I don't want to improve on a perfect movie. I wouldn't remake Nosferatu because to me it is a perfect movie. But okay, so I am not making money on TikTok yet. If you have a few bucks to spare to send for tips, my Venmo and Cash App are right here and also linked in my bio. Also, I do tarot readings. If you would like a tarot reading, just put a comment with a question, and the first person who asks in the comments, I'll give them a free tarot reading. After that, we'll figure it out. But anyway, stay tuned for the next one.